Om Kling Bande Dayanidhi Sri Charanarvindam. Now I am going to discuss Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 1. Dhritarashtra said, Srimad Bhagavad Gita is created from the Sanskrit language. Each of its verses is written in this language. All words are also written in Sanskrit. That is why the word Dhritarashtra is also a Sanskrit word. Therefore, Dhritarashtra means Dhrutam Rastram Yena Sadhuta Rashtraha. Dhritam is held, Rastram state, Yena by which. The person by whom the kingdom is held is called Dhritarashtra. The kingdom is held by the king. So, Dhritarashtra means king. The one who possesses the body kingdom is called Dhritarashtra. The proof of this can be found in the first verse of chapter 13, that is Idam Sarirang Kunteya Kshetra Mitya Vidhyate. That means, oh Kunteya, this body is called Kshetra or kingdom. Who holds the body kingdom? By whom is this body is inanimate, is being managed? Our body is being governed by the mental energy. The mind is the doer of the body. All the functions of the body are performed by the mind alone. We are operating all the organs with the help of the mental energy. Speaking, moving on foot, working with hands, acts. The mind is the stimulant of nerves. It performs all the functions of the body. It receives the senses through nerves, the accepted facts, and give commands according to that fact. Therefore, the mind is the king or a ruler of the body kingdom, whose other name is Dhritarashtra. The mind is blind as Dhritarashtra is blind. He is blind and judges good and bad with the help of insight. The mind cannot draw into itself what the eyes have not seen. For example, you narrated the scene of your uncle's house to me, but I can't paint the real picture of it in my mind. If you ask your uncle's house to remind me, I cannot remember or see that picture in my inside, but you can immediately draw pictures of your uncle's house in inside into the mind. So the mind is always blind and shelterless. It uses the senses of the ear, skin, eyes, tongue and nose to visualize the sounds, touches, forms, juices, and smell energies of the outside, respectively, and is bounded by their infatuation. The data that the senses received are always stored inside. Inside means intelligence or the power of experience. The mind imagines good and evil with the help of intelligence. When the devotee tries to get rid of the shackles of the body, the mind then gets the question. He questions himself and explores the insides to know the functioning of the body. Insight is the minister of the king mind. He explains to him all the events of the body. Stanza 1. Dharmakhetre Kurukshetre Samobeta Jujuschabaha Mamokah Pandavaschaiva Kima Kurbata Sanjaya. Meaning, what are the warring men of his side and Pandavas doing together in Dharmakhetra and Kurukshetra? Simplicity. The king Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjaya, that is the mind is questioning inside, what did Kauravas and Pandavas come together and do in Dharmakhetra and Kurukshetra? Dharmakhetra and Kurukshetra, both Khetras are located within a body. This body is Dharmakhetra and this body is Kurukshetra. Dharmakhetra or the field of virtue. Dharmakhetra means spiritual field. The field where there is no physical existences. There are empty space in and outside of the organs starting from cells in your body. The empty space holds the body like water contains ice. All the spiritual functions are performed by the conscious force of space. The body moves in a favorable direction by the conscious nature of the space. There is no relation of space with the body, but the body has a relation with space. The space is absolute to the body and the body is relative to the space. The conscious force being revealed from space is managing the body like machine. Purusha and Prakriti are dwelling in the empty field. Purusha is knowledge or conscious light and Prakriti is willpower or the conscious beam. Prakriti is the nature of Purusha like the beam of sunlight. Both affect the animal existing in space within the body. The power of knowledge awakens from the void and brings to life the inert body by willpower. That is why the empty field is called Dharmakhetra or virtual field. Kurukshetra or the field of action. The void is always constant and the knowledge and the willpower in it are inactive. The willpower is the equilibrium condition of three qualities Sattva, Raja and Tamas. The knowledge and willpower exist in eyebrow center as Purusha and Prakriti respectively, uniting with each other. When the sperm and the ovum are combined together in the mother's womb, then the chemical reaction takes place and the embryonic cell zygote are formed. Within that cell, these two forces are revealed from void and affect the embryonic cells. The spiritual energy of void are divided into two parts in the embryonic cell. One is the soul, Jivatma, and other is the Supreme Soul, Paramatma. Supreme Soul exists in void and soul exists in the embryonic cell. The willpower is divided into 14 parts in the embryonic cell by the help of soul and they are called sensory powers. So, the willpower is transformed into 14 working capacities or sense capacities. That is 1. Imagining, 2. Feeling, 3. Judging, 4. Boasting, 5. Hearing, 6. Touch feeling, 7. Seeing, 8. Tasting, 9. Smelling, 10. Speaking, 11. Moving, 12. Touching, 13. Defecating and 14. Urinating. These forces rejuvenate the embryonic cells by making them active at all times. Therefore, the fetal cell is the work ground or Kurukshetra of Purusha and Prakriti or the power of knowledge and will respectively. When the fetus turns into a body in the mother's womb and later it becomes a physical body of an animal being fallen on the ground, then it is called as Kurukshetra. Therefore, this body is called Kurukshetra and the empty space within it is called Dharmakhetra. All physical functions are performed within the physical body and spiritual functions are performed within space. The body is always active. That is why it is called Kurukshetra. Dharmakhetra and Kurukshetra are located in one place simultaneously and at the same time in the body. Therefore, the body is called Dharmakhetra and also Kurukshetra. There are two types of nature found in this body. One is favorable and other is unfavorable nature. The nature of non-violence, angerless indifference to the world, etc. is called favorable nature and the evil nature of violence, anger, crookedness, etc. is called adverse nature. The favorable nature is the willpower that arises from nothingness and manifests itself in the form of conscious within the anahata chakra or unfolding cycle and has a relationship with the soul. This power of conscious is called Pandu. The hostile nature is the power of imagination that arises from nothingness and manifests itself in the form of the mind within the Kantha chakra or pure cycle and interacts with the senses. This power of imagination is called Dhritarashtra. During sadhana, the sadhak asked himself the mind questions to inside whether these two nature of this are doing between the body. The mind is always outward and the favorable of hostile nature. Therefore, the hostile nature is his paternal brother, friend, family and Kauravas. Conscious is always inward and in favor of favorable nature and is always introspective. Therefore, the favorable nature is his paternal brothers, friends, family and Pandavas. The favorable nature are related to the spiritual field and Dharma Khetra, while the adverse nature are connected with the physical field or Kurukshetra. The devotee seeks to destroy his evil nature and to awake his favorable nature. That is why he wants to suppress evil nature by doing war activities in the form of yoga sadhana or pranayama. At the same time, this mind questions his own insight into what did these two natures who wished to fight. Mamakaha. Mamakaha means my side or Kauravas. Pandava means the Pandava side or Pandavas. Dhritarashtra is asking to the minister Sanjaya that what are the Kauravas who fought for him and the Pandavas who fought against him doing in the battlefield. The Kauravas are descendants of King Kuru, Duryodhana, Dusasana, Durmukha, etc. are 100 sons. They are the sons of the king of mind. The mind is a inner sense that always has a relationship with 10 external senses. Ear, skin, eyes, tongue and nose are the 5 senses of knowledge. The mouth, hands, feet, urinary tract and anus are the 5 senses of work. The mind is the ruler of these 10 senses. It combines with these senses to divide into multiple parts. The senses rush to 10 directions from outside, accepting the subjects and investing in the work. East, south, west, north are 4 directions. Aishanya, northeast, Agni, east-south, Nairut, southwest, Vayu, west-north are 4 corners. Bottom and top are 2 directions. The mind through each sense is divided into 10 parts by 10 directions and sends 100 kinds of facts to the intellect. So, these facts are the 100 sons of the mind. They want to destroy the body kingdom with hostile nature, untrue and unjust behavior. Pandavas Chaiva. Pandu is the power of conscience. The idea of justice is called conscience. He is the brother of the mind. When the mind abandons the senses and becomes introverted and judges truth and justice, it is called conscience. When the mind turns away from the power of the senses and becomes introverted, it becomes the power of conscience and establishes relations with the spiritual field of void. The conscious force is transformed to the power of conscience and reveals in different parts as the whirling motion of vital force. The power of conscience becomes 5 powers in the 5 cyclic centers called Muladhara, Linga, Naval, Heart and vocal cord. These powers are the sons of conscience. So the conscience powers are the son of Pandu. They want to protect the body kingdom through favorable nature and the pursuit of truth and just. Kunti is Pandu's first wife and Madri is his second wife. They are the areas of air flow from Muladhara to the vocal chakra. So the area is divided into two parts. One is the area of life and the other is the area of inanimate. The navel to vocal cord is the place of Kunti and the navel to Muladhara is the place of Madri. Fire, air and sky are the three elements existing in the field of life. These are the sons of Kunti. Similarly, water and earth are the two elements existing in the field of inanimate. These are the sons of Madri. Hence, Yudhishthira is the quality of sky, Bhima is the quality of air, Arjuna is the quality of fire, Nakula is the quality of water, and Sahadeva is the quality of earth. They exist in the vocal cycle of Muladhara cycle respectively. These five brothers form a relationship with the Supreme Soul, Sri Krishna, located in Lalat Chakra. King Dhritarashtra is asking Minister Sanjaya to know about the fighting deeds of these sons. Sanjaya said, Sanjaya analyzes the words to get Sanjaya, Samyak Jayati iti Sanjaya. The one who completely triumphs over another or who always sees a fair views is called Sanjaya. The scene that the animal sees in the eye is not a fair view. The presence of water in the antelope is seen with its own eyes and rushes to it. But that is not a real water. Similarly, what we see with our eyes is not a real scenario. The real scene is made assembled by intelligence in insight. The insights are divided into two parts. One is a gross vision and the other is the subtle vision or divine vision. The insight into which the information received by the senses is made available by the intellect is called the gross vision, and the insight into which the data related to the soul is available by the intellect is called the divine vision. The insight that of Manodhitarashtra is Minister Sanjaya. Vyasadeva is either a man of consciousness or a Sadguru. Either a man of consciousness or a Sadguru. Sadguru Vyasa awakens consciousness in him when he wishes to know the fighting activities of the sadhak natures. They turn to gross vision into a divine vision. In the form of divine vision, eyes of knowledge, the minister attempts to tell the blind mind Dhritarashtra the battle story of nature. They, with the power of divine vision, sees the unseen sight and becomes aware of all the techniques of the means and paves the way for liberation. By the divine vision of Sadguru Dutt, he is narrating all the activities of the natures near the blind mind. Subscribe my channel first. Get Supreme Sweetheart. Om Jai Guru, Jai Guru.